Ask most people what they know about North Korea. You'll hear two things: nuclear weapons and one man. But here's a question almost no one can answer. 26 million people live there. What do they eat every day? Who feeds them? The answer is the opposite of what you'd expect. We're taught that North Korea is the last pure socialist state, a place where the government provides everything, and private business simply does not exist. For decades, that was roughly true. The state handed out food through a rationing system, and in return, the people depended on the state for survival. Then, in the 1990s, that system died. The Soviet Union collapsed, aid dried up, and a devastating famine swept the country. The government simply stopped feeding its people. The ration counters went empty, and millions faced a brutal choice: find another way or starve. So they found another way. Ordinary people began to trade. They sold homemade food, smuggled goods from China, anything they could. Quietly, in defiance of the rules, a market economy was born inside the most closed country on earth. These markets have a name: jangmadang, and they are no longer small. By one widely cited count, North Korea has around 387 official markets, holding more than 600,000 stalls. Roughly 5 million people, about 1 in 5 North Koreans, now depend on these markets, directly or indirectly, to survive. Think about what that means. In a survey of more than 1,000 defectors, around 60% said private markets, not the state, were their single most important source of food. The government that claims to feed everyone quietly stopped being the thing that keeps people alive. And where there are markets, there is money. And where there is money, some people get rich. In North Korea, they have a name too: the donju. It translates almost perfectly as masters of money. The donju are North Korea's new entrepreneurs. They built fortunes through trade and smuggling. They lend money to struggling state factories. They run private bus routes and money transfer networks that work through mobile phones. In a country with no official stock market, they have quietly become its bankers. Their wealth is real and visible. In Pyongyang and the border city of Sinuiju, luxury apartments now change hands for tens of thousands of dollars. Trading companies have moved into real estate, building and selling homes. A communist state, it turns out, has its own millionaires. So this should be a success story. The people found a way to feed themselves. A new economy grew from nothing. But here is where the paradox turns dark. Because the very thing that saved the people is the thing the government has come to fear. Think about what a market really is. It's not just a place to buy rice. It's a place where people earn money the state didn't give them, where information from the outside world leaks in, where a person learns they can survive without the government. Every stall is a small crack in the regime's control, and the regime knows it. So in 2026, the state went on the offensive. It declared a commercial revolution month, cracking down on private markets and seizing goods. In one province, officials announced that the state trade network must completely overwhelm the private markets. The goal is not to kill the market, but to swallow it. This is the real story of North Korea's economy. Not just sanctions, not just missiles, but a government locked in a quiet war with the capitalism growing inside its own borders. A market that feeds the people, and a state that fears being fed. To see how strange this is, compare it to the other Korea. 60 years ago, South Korea was poorer than the North. Today, its income per person is nearly 30 times higher. Both started in the same place. One let the market grow. The other is trying to take it back. That single choice may be the difference between the two most divided nations on Earth. Next time on Understanding Asia, we'll go deeper inside that divide. Subscribe and we'll see you there.